In this clip I'm going to go through the third piece in the Grade 4 Rockschool Guitar book, Hold On I'm Going. What I'll do is I'll play through the piece first of all with the backing track. I'll then give you a few pointers about sound and things you need to look out for when you're actually performing the piece. I'll then play through it a second time with the backing track slowed down about 10%, so you can see what's going on a bit more clearly and it's a bit easier to play along with. I'll then play it a third time with my own volume turned down completely, but with the backing track still slowed down, so you've got a slightly slower backing track to practice along with. So this is Hold On, I'm Going.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Right, first thing, sound. You want a bit of distortion, but not too much. That's the important thing with this one. Don't kind of clutter the notes too much. You want a nice bit of overdrive to soften the edges, but not too much distortion so it sounds kind of cluttered and too rocky. So you want just enough to make it crunch nicely when you're playing the chords, but not so much that it's overbearing. Right, the first section, the introduction. You'll notice quite a lot of this piece is on non-adjacent strings. It's mostly on the G strings and top E string, the G string and top E string. It's a nice way to introduce you to a technique called hybrid picking. So what you can try and do is play the notes on the G string with your plectrum and the notes on the top E by picking the notes with your middle finger. So if you do the slide with your second finger, then when you come to play the F sharp on the top E string, actually pick the note with your middle finger rather than jumping across. Just a nice way to get used to it. It's actually quite common in sort of country music and that kind of thing. So try and get used to just picking that G string with your plectrum and the top string with your middle finger. Right, look out for the glissando as well. So after the first bit, you've got to slide out at that bit. So. And again, make sure this bit's nice and snappy. You've got a couple of little slides and things in there. Make sure you get those slides in there. Then straightforward E and A-shaped bar chords for the G7 and C7 chord. You've got both accent markings and staccato markings, so again make sure they're cut nice and short so the sustain's nice and punchy, so it's, there's no sustain. Don't let them run on, keep them nice and short. Right, okay, next section. Again, you can either use the hybrid picking idea, so you're actually picking a G string and your top E string together, or you can just use your plectrum and make sure you're muting out that B string. You don't want that ringing underneath. Don't want that happening. So make sure you either mute it out or pick with both your plectrum and your middle finger. Right, the solo section. Quite fast, quite tricky this one actually. Get the timing nice and tight. Again, same thing applies. The lick at the start is very similar to the just the section running into the chords. So again, remember to get those slides in. And a little bluesy lick. Right, now this next section, again, it's awkward to phrase because it's moving around the neck quite a lot. So try and make sure you start with your second finger of your left hand and do the slide with your middle finger. Then use your third finger to play the next note on the B string. Right, next bit. Right, where the little bluesy lick at the end here is, that looks a bit like a pentatonic shape. Remember that bend at the end is only a semitone, not a tone. So it's got to sound slightly kind of bluesy, don't overbend it. Right, you're then back to that section again. Same as before. Right, now the guitar solo. I think this is actually the first piece where you've got to use two different scales in your solo, okay? You can't just stick to one pentatonic scale because it's not going to fit against the chords. First two bars is an E flat chord. You're going to need to use an E flat major pentatonic scale. Okay, and that will fit fine against that first chord. When the G and C7 chords come in, you've got to change to a G major pentatonic scale. So make sure you're swapping between those two scales on the two sections. Again, you then go back to the E flat again for the next two bars. Then when the D7 chord comes in, you're back to your G major pentatonic scale. Right, okay, I'll play through it a second time now with the backing track slowed down a little bit so you can see what's going on a bit more clearly.
Hold on, I'm going. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, now third time with my own volume turned down completely.
Hold on, I'm going. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Playing the solo. Back to the riff. Okay, E flat. Then to G major. Back to E flat again. Back to G major. Okay, there we go. I hope that's of some help. If you've got any questions or any particular parts you're finding hard, then contact me through YouTube.